I still remember one morning a few years ago when one of my older patients named John was rushed into the emergency room. He was over 60, a cheerful man who loved telling jokes, but that day he couldn't finish a sentence and half of his body was almost paralyzed. It was a stroke. His whole family was in shock, tears streaming down their faces, and even though I had witnessed many similar cases, I still felt a deep ache in my heart. Have you ever seen a loved one, or even yourself, go through a moment like that? It's a feeling no one ever wants to relive. Hello, friends. I'm a 60-year-old doctor here in the United States, and I've spent more than 30 years caring for the health of older adults. After all these years, I've learned one very important lesson. Prevention is always better than treatment. And when we talk about preventing stroke, most people think about medication or tests, but they often overlook a very close and simple solution: the fruit on your daily plate. When I was a child, I often heard my mother say, "Eat more fruit, it's good for your brain and your heart." Back then I just laughed, thinking it was the usual advice of a caring mom. But now, after becoming a doctor, after reading hundreds of studies and taking care of thousands of patients, I realized just how right she was. Have you ever felt overwhelmed when trying to change your diet? That it feels too complicated, too hard to keep up with? In reality, sometimes all it takes is something very small. Adding a banana to your breakfast, having a handful of blueberries in the afternoon, or swapping a soda for a glass of fresh orange juice. These simple changes can significantly reduce the risk of stroke. I once had a patient named Mary. She had struggled with high blood pressure for years and had several close calls with serious danger. When I encouraged her to adjust her diet, especially to add more fruits rich in potassium and antioxidants, she was skeptical at first. But after just 6 months of consistency, her blood pressure stabilized, her sleep improved, and she told me her body felt lighter, as if she were younger again. She even joked with me. So the doctor doesn't just prescribe medicine, he prescribes fruit too. What do you think? Can something as simple as an apple or an avocado really be a form of natural medicine? Science has shown this clearly. Bananas are full of potassium in large amounts, but to embrace variety. Picture a colorful fruit salad. It's not only beautiful, but also a powerful mix of valuable nutrients. Do you enjoy meals that look as vibrant and inviting as that? And here's the best part. These choices are already within your reach. You don't need to search far or spend a fortune. By making just a few small changes to your daily habits, you can give your heart and brain a better chance at staying healthy and strong for the long run. So today, I want to share with you 12 golden fruits for vascular and brain health. This isn't distant theory. These are lessons I've seen throughout my career, from real patients, real stories. And I truly believe that if you start today, you too will feel the positive changes in your own body. Now, let's dive in together and discover what these 12 familiar fruits are and why they hold such remarkable power. I want to start with a very familiar image. Imagine the blood vessels in our body like the water pipes in a house. If those pipes are clean, the water flows strong and smoothly. But if dirt starts to build up inside, over time it thickens and causes blockages. Our body works the same way. That dirt is excess fat and harmful substances sticking to the vessel walls, which over time leads to atherosclerosis, one of the major causes of stroke and heart disease. So how do we keep these pipes clean? One powerful helper is right in our fruit basket: strawberries. These small, bright red berries are true warriors that protect our blood vessels. Strawberries are loaded with vitamin C. If blood vessels are like water pipes, then vitamin C works like a natural cleaning solution, helping wash away buildup along the walls. When the body gets enough vitamin C, the vessel walls become stronger, more elastic, and less likely to trap bad fats. On top of that, strawberries contain antioxidants. Think of them like a protective coat of paint that prevents the pipes from rusting over time. I remember once talking to an elderly patient who often complained that even though she ate healthy, she was still worried about heart disease. When I asked what fruits she usually ate, she hesitated and admitted she rarely had strawberries, thinking they were just a snack, not important. After I explained, she started adding a few strawberries to her breakfast with yogurt. A few months later, she came back and told. Best part is, strawberries are easy to enjoy. You can toss them into a salad, mix them with yogurt, or simply wash them and eat them as they are. Sometimes, good health doesn't come from grand gestures, but from small, simple choices like this. If strawberries are the cleaners of our blood vessels, then in the next part, we'll explore another familiar fruit that also helps protect the heart. And I'm sure most of us have heard the saying, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. It sounds simple, but behind that saying is an interesting truth about how apples protect our blood vessels. Imagine frying a piece of fatty meat in a pan. After you finish eating, the leftover grease sticks to the pan. Once it cools, it hardens and becomes difficult to clean. Bad cholesterol in the body works in the same way. It tends to cling to the walls of our blood vessels, making those pipes narrower and stiffer over time. This is where apples show their power. Apples contain a special type of fiber called pectin. You can picture pectin like a sponge. When it enters the digestive system, it soaks up bad cholesterol, just like a sponge absorbing grease in a pan, and carries it out of the body through waste. As a result, levels of bad cholesterol in the blood drop, vessel walls are protected, and the risk of atherosclerosis decreases. I remember one male patient in his 60s. He loved red meat and fried foods, and as a result, his cholesterol was always high. When I suggested he add 1 or 2 apples a day to his diet, he laughed and said, "Doctor, I don't believe fruit can change much, but I'll try because my wife loves apples." 6 months later, at his follow-up, his bad cholesterol levels had dropped significantly. He smiled and said, "Maybe I should have listened to my wife sooner." Have you ever felt like your diet isn't that bad, yet every time you get blood work done, you worry about your cholesterol? Instead of just worrying, try something simple. Eat apples regularly. They're tasty, easy to find, and serve as a natural shield for your blood vessels. And here's another bonus. Apples don't just protect the heart. They also help you feel full longer and reduce unhealthy snacking. That might be why apples have always been seen as a symbol of health. Now that you know the secret of apples as a sponge that absorbs cholesterol as highways, then the flavonoids in citrus fruits are like a maintenance crew, constantly cleaning up debris, patching potholes, and widening lanes when necessary. As a result, blood moves more easily, the heart doesn't have to work as hard, and blood pressure gradually settles into a healthier range. This is why people who regularly eat oranges, tangerines, or drink fresh juice often enjoy a stronger circulatory system. I once had an elderly patient who loved growing fruit trees in her backyard. Every morning, she would pick a few ripe tangerines and squeeze them into juice. At first, it was just a refreshing habit, but during her regular checkups, her blood pressure showed clear improvement. She told me, "I never imagined that the sweet juice I drink every morning would turn out to be the best medicine for my heart." I smiled, thinking how sometimes the body needs nothing more than life's simplest gifts. Have you ever started your morning with a glass of fresh orange juice? Pay attention to how you feel just minutes after. You'll notice your mind becomes sharper, your body more energized. That isn't just in your head. It's your blood flowing more efficiently, delivering oxygen and nutrients to every cell. And don't think you need to eat a lot for it to work. Just 1 or 2 oranges, or a handful of small tangerines a day, can make a real difference for your heart health. Like keeping a highway clear and smooth, consistency is what matters most. Now that we understand how citrus fruits act as the highway maintenance crew for our blood vessels, let's move on to another simple yet powerful fruit that helps balance blood pressure and ease the burden on the heart. Have you noticed that bananas always seem to show up in the fruit basket at home or on the breakfast table? They might look ordinary, but bananas are actually a silent helper for your heart. The secret lies in their high potassium content. And potassium is like the master key that helps your heart work more smoothly every single day. Think of your blood vessels as tiny water pipes running throughout your house. If the water pressure in those pipes is too high, they can leak or even burst. The same goes for blood pressure in your body. When it's constantly too high, your blood vessels become strained, and your heart has to push harder than it should. That's where potassium steps in. It works like a quiet plumber, helping balance well-deserved break. Another great thing about bananas is how easy they are to enjoy. No special prep, just peel and eat. Morning exercisers love them for quick energy and muscle cramp prevention, thanks to potassium supporting the muscles. For older adults, bananas are even more important, because as we age, blood vessels stiffen and blood pressure tends to rise. One banana a day is like adding a gentle protective layer for your heart, affordable, simple, and effective over the long run. Some people wonder, is eating just bananas enough? The truth is you don't need a lot. 1 or 2 bananas a day, combined with plenty of vegetables and a lower salt diet, can already lighten the burden on your heart. More importantly, it's a daily reminder that you're taking charge of your own health instead of waiting until problems appear. Think back. When was the last time you ate a banana? Maybe it was just a quick snack or after a workout. But from now on, I hope every time you see a banana, you'll remember you're holding a natural medicine for your heart. Simple, inexpensive, but incredibly powerful. So why not start tomorrow? Add a banana to your breakfast or enjoy one as an afternoon snack. Who knows, that one small step might bring big benefits for your heart health in the years ahead. Have you ever cut open a pomegranate and admired what's inside? Hundreds of bright red seeds sparkling like tiny rubies, not only beautiful, but delicious. But what's even more fascinating is that these seeds hold a treasure trove of antioxidants, especially polyphenols, which act like a shield for your brain and cardiovascular system. Think of your body as a city, with blood vessels as the main roads. When the streets are clogged with traffic or filled with smog, everything slows down. The same happens in your body. When blood vessels are inflamed or damaged, circulation is disrupted, and your brain and heart feel the effects immediately. Polyphenols in pomegranates are like a dedicated cleanup crew, sweeping away the pollution of inflammation and keeping those roadways, your blood vessels, clear and open. This is especially critical for the brain. The brain is the headquarters of your body, and it needs a steady supply of fresh, oxygen-rich blood to function. If that flow is blocked, you might feel dizzy, experience memory lapses, or face is a sensory experience. You can savor each seed, hear the satisfying pop as it bursts, taste the refreshing sweet tart flavor, all while knowing you're nourishing your blood vessels and your brain. For older adults, this habit is a gentle way to protect memory and mental clarity. For younger people, pomegranates act like red energy, boosting focus and productivity. So the next time you see those vibrant red pomegranates at the market or grocery store, remember, they're not just a tasty treat. They're a gift from nature, packed with the power to protect your brain and heart, helping you stay sharp, energetic, and full of life. If you had to choose one fruit that's creamy, nutritious, and good for both the heart and the brain, many people would immediately think of avocado. Avocado has a smooth, buttery texture, a naturally rich taste, and most importantly, it's packed with good fats, especially omega-3. This is the kind of fat that fuels both our heart and brain. Think of the heart and brain as 2 machines running non-stop throughout life. One is the central engine, pumping blood through the body. The other is the control center, managing every thought, feeling, and action. Both need quality fuel to run smoothly. The omega-3s in avocado act like a lubricant, keeping these 2 machines strong and resistant to wear and tear over time. In your blood vessels, the healthy fats from avocado work like a light protective coating, making the pipes smooth and preventing bad fats from sticking to the walls. As a result, blood flows more freely and blood pressure stays more stable. When your brain gets enough blood and oxygen, you'll notice clearer thinking, better memory, and a more balanced mood. Here's the fun part. The fats in avocado don't make you gain useless weight the way many people fear. On the contrary, they help you feel fuller longer, cutting down those snack cravings. So instead of grabbing a greasy snack, you can enjoy half an avocado as a light bite, tasty, satisfying, and nourishing for both your heart and brain. Avocado is also incredibly versatile in meals. You can mash it into a salad dressing, slice it onto toast, or simply blend it with milk for a refreshing smoothie. Each way of enjoying it is like making a smart investment in your long-term health. Deep blue and purple, but inside they hold anthocyanins, the compounds that give them their color and act like armor for brain cells. If your memory were a library, anthocyanins would be the diligent librarian, protecting precious books from damage and keeping everything neatly organized and easy to find. In everyday life, have you noticed that when you're tired or stressed, you tend to forget more easily? That's because free radicals attack nerve cells, like dust coating electrical wires, causing signals to flicker and weaken. The anthocyanins in blueberries work like a cleaning crew, sweeping away that dust and keeping the signals between neurons sharp and clear. The result? Better memory, improved focus, and stronger learning ability. I remember a man in his 70s I once counseled. He made blueberries part of his breakfast, sometimes mixing them with yogurt, other times just eating a small handful. After a few months, he told me he felt sharper, could recall his grandchildren's phone numbers more easily, and even started reading the newspaper and jotting notes like he used to when he was working. Hearing him say that made me realize how a small change in diet can bring big improvements to quality of life. The great thing is that blueberries are easy to enjoy. Their sweet tart flavor makes them perfect to eat on their own, blend into smoothies, sprinkle over cereal, or bake into muffins. Each way feels like savoring a natural gift that's both delicious and nourishing for the brain. Have you ever tried adding blueberries to your daily meals? So don't let your memory rely only on sticky notes or your phone. Let your body protect it naturally by including blueberries in your diet. Just a small handful each day could be the key to keeping your mind sharp through the years. And speaking of protecting memory, there's another familiar fruit that many people don't realize is a quiet friend of the nervous system: purple grapes. Let's move on and uncover the special secret hidden inside them. I remember once meeting a patient in her 60s who told me that every time she took a long flight, her legs felt heavy and even a little swollen. She was worried about the risk of blood clots. I asked about her diet, and it turned out she rarely ate fruits rich in vitamin C. That's when I suggested she try adding kiwi to her daily meals. After some time, she called everything runs smoothly. Vitamin C in kiwi acts like the cleanup crew, keeping the river inside your body fresh and clear. On top of that, kiwi helps strengthen blood vessel walls. Think about an old water pipe that cracks under pressure over time. The same thing can happen to our blood vessels. Vitamin C works like a natural adhesive, helping the vessels stay elastic and strong, reducing the risk of leaks or damage. This is especially important for older adults, since blood vessels naturally become more fragile with age. The best part is that kiwi has a sweet, tart flavor that's refreshing to eat fresh, but also easy to add to salads, smoothies, or even juice. Every bite brings a burst of freshness, almost like a wave of new energy flowing into your body. Isn't it amazing that something as small as a kiwi can deliver such big benefits? So next time you're at the market or grocery store, toss a few kiwis into your basket. They're not just a dessert fruit. They're like a silent bodyguard, helping to protect your blood vessels and reduce stroke risk over the years. And if kiwi has sparked your curiosity, you'll be even more surprised by another fruit that's sweet, juicy, and often called the friend of the heart: purple grapes. Let's explore their special benefits in the next part. I still remember a summer afternoon sitting with one of my longtime patients under the grapevine in his garden. As he trimmed clusters of purple grapes, he told me how he used to worry about the risk of stroke since heart disease ran in his family. But ever since he made it a habit to eat a handful of purple grapes every day, he said he felt lighter, both in body and in spirit. Listening to him, I thought to myself, sometimes a small change can make a huge difference for our health. Purple grapes contain a special compound called resveratrol. You can think of it as a natural shield that helps prevent abnormal blood clotting. If blood vessels are like roads, then a blood clot is like a truck that tips over and blocks the entire path. When that happens, blood can't flow to the brain or heart, leading to strokes or heart attacks. Resveratrol works like a rescue team, clearing the road in time and keeping the flow moving smoothly. What's fascinating is that resveratrol is concentrated mostly in the skin of purple grapes. That's why eating the whole fruit, skin and all, gives you the full benefit. The sweet flavor with a slight tang isn't just delicious, it's also a sign you're taking in a powerful way to support healthy circulation. So, if you're looking for a fruit that's not only tasty, but also helps reduce the risk of stroke, remember purple grapes. They're more than just a sweet summer treat. They're like a silent gatekeeper, keeping your blood flowing freely. And when it comes to brain health, there's another tropical fruit with a surprising secret hidden in every sweet slice: papaya. Let's dive into that in the next part. I remember an elderly patient once told me, "Doctor, lately my stomach always feels bloated no matter what I eat. It's so uncomfortable that I don't even want to eat anymore." When I asked about her diet, it turned out she rarely touched tropical fruits, especially papaya. So I suggested she try adding it a few times a week. Months later, she came back with a relieved smile. "Now my meals taste so much better, my stomach feels lighter, and I feel much healthier." Papaya isn't just a sweet dessert, it's an incredible digestive helper. Inside, it contains a special enzyme called papain. Think of your stomach like a blender. Every time you eat, it has to work to break food down. But as we age, that blender can get weaker, making digestion harder and leaving you bloated or uncomfortable. Papain works like a sharp new blade, helping cut food down more efficiently so your body can absorb nutrients more easily. On top of that, papaya is packed with fiber. Fiber acts like a gentle broom sweeping through your intestines, clearing out waste and keeping everything moving smoothly. A healthy gut means a lighter, more comfortable body. Even better, fiber can trap bad cholesterol and push it out of your system, giving your heart and blood vessels extra protection. So with just one fruit, you're supporting digestion and easing the burden on your heart at the same time. What's great is how easy papaya is to enjoy. You can eat it fresh, blend it into a smoothie, or toss it into a refreshing salad. Its soft, sweet taste feels like a gentle way of taking care of your body. Have you ever tried a chilled slice of ripe papaya on a hot summer afternoon? It's cooling, soothing, and you know with every bite your stomach is working better and your heart is healthier. That's the simple gift nature gives us. So don't forget to make room for papaya in your diet. It's not only delicious, doesn't have to overwork. Think of the heart like a water pump in your home. If the pipes run dry, the pump has to strain and will eventually wear out. But if the pipes are always filled with water, the pump runs smoothly and effortlessly. Beyond water, pears are also rich in fiber. Picture fiber as a soft broom sweeping through your intestines every day, clearing away excess fat and bad cholesterol. This keeps your blood from becoming thick and sticky. When blood flows easily, the heart can rest more, no longer straining to push each drop through the body. Another benefit is that pears naturally help with weight control. Instead of grabbing a sugary pastry or oily snack, a crisp, juicy pear can keep you full for longer. It's like having a light soup before a main meal. You end up eating less but still feel satisfied. Keeping your weight stable means reducing the daily burden on your heart, just like a worker carrying a lighter load and walking with ease. See, just one pear can deliver a surprising number of heart benefits. So the real question is, next time you're at the market or grocery store, will you reach for the usual bag of snacks, or will you try swapping it for a few fresh pears to give your heart a lighter, easier beat? Do you remember the last time you bit into a ripe, golden pineapple? Sweet with a hint of tartness, juice spilling out as you closed your eyes to savor it. Pineapple isn't just delicious, it hides a special enzyme called bromelain. The name might sound complex, but think of it as a maintenance worker in your body's blood vessels. Its job is to clear potential blockages, preventing clots from forming. You know how blood constantly flows through our bodies, like cars moving on a highway? If there's an accident or obstacle, traffic jams. A blood clot works the same way, blocking flow, forcing the heart to pump harder, and creating potential danger. Bromelain in pineapple acts like a traffic patrol, handling minor issues before they turn into major jams. Eating pineapple also helps blood flow more smoothly. Easy circulation means oxygen and nutrients reach every corner of your body, from your brain to your fingertips. Imagine your body as a city. When traffic moves freely, Goods and energy arrive on time, and the city runs smoothly. But when roads are blocked, everything slows down, and the body... Importantly, it's an easy way to care for your heart daily without much effort. By now, you've seen a long list of familiar fruits that quietly protect our blood vessels and hearts. From apples and oranges to avocados and pineapples, each offers its own superpower. So the most important question is, how do we connect them all into a simple, sustainable daily eating habit? Let's move on to the conclusion to uncover this secret. As you step into your 50s, many people start noticing changes in their bodies. Some complain that their options feel limited and their health seems to decline. But I want you to pause and think differently. Health isn't a one-way street. I've met patients at 65, 70, even 80 who turned their health around with just small changes in diet and lifestyle. One elderly woman, struggling with high blood pressure and constant fatigue, added more fresh fruit to her daily meals and paired it with light walks. Just 3 months later, she told me with a smile, "Doctor, I feel 10 years younger." That's not magic. It's the power of simple, daily choices. Fruits aren't just delicious. They act as a natural shield for your heart and blood vessels. The nutrients, fiber, and antioxidants in fruit have been scientifically proven to reduce inflammation, support blood circulation, and lower stroke risk. The best part is, you don't need to memorize complicated chemical names. Just remember that every bite of an apple, every glass of orange juice, or a few slices of pineapple is nourishing your body in ways medicine sometimes can't. It's a gift from nature, right within your reach. One thing I always stress to my patients, it's never too late to start. I had a 72-year-old man who rarely ate fruit, preferring fatty meats and alcohol. After a minor stroke, he decided to change. Every morning, he prepared a simple fruit plate, some papaya slices, a kiwi, and sometimes a handful of blueberries. 6 months later, his cholesterol improved, he walked more easily, and felt less dizzy. He told me, "I wish I had started earlier, but at least it's not too late." His story is a reminder for all of us. You can start today, and your body will thank you. You deserve a healthy, energetic life, able to enjoy every day. Your heart deserves care with the purest, most natural choices. No one wants to heart. Remember, health isn't distant. It's in the small, repeated choices you make every day. And those choices shape the future you want. If you're listening, consider this an invitation to start a new journey. You don't need to change your entire life in a single day. Just add a piece of fruit today. Walk an extra 10 minutes tomorrow. Small steps accumulate into big changes. Don't wait until your body sounds an alarm. Act while you still can. Thank you for joining me throughout this video. If you found the content helpful, hit like so I know you care, subscribe so you don't miss future insights, and share this video with friends or family. Maybe it will motivate them to start their own health journey. Remember, health is your most precious gift, and you can protect it, starting today.